What's going on, America? This is Kevin from Kevin's Corner. And stop the press. Everybody stop the press. Apparently, Donald Trump has done the unthinkable. He has met with Vladimir Putin. And of course, we know because he had a little meeting in a press conference and he didn't say that he totally believes the secret intelligence that the United States provided over Putin, then he must be a Russian agent. Therefore, that is treason, according to John Brennan, the guy who is a liar and who probably was a key element part of setting Trump up with the fake Russia narrative in the first place. But see, let me get to my real point. And this is what I mean by this game that the Democrats and the liberal media is playing is dangerous to all of Americans. Meaning this, by trying to create McCarthyism, trying to make Trump seem like he is a traitor to his country to undermine his legitimacy as a president, it has become dangerous. It doesn't allow us to interact with Russia, who has the other half of all the nuclear weapons, with sincerity, with clarity. It distorts everything because they wanted to play silly games. Now, I understand what President Trump is doing. If he concedes that, oh yeah, Russia played a major part in this whole election, now what he's doing is he is undermining the legitimacy of his candidacy. Meaning, somehow, indirectly, what you're saying is, I didn't win legitimately. It was the help of the Russians. And see, they try to switch it up, the Democrats and the liberal media. They will go in and out of President Trump. He's always attacking the Mueller investigation. No, he's not. He's attacking the fact that they're trying to use the Mueller investigation to make him look like he colluded with the Russians. If the Mueller investigation was simply to go after what Russia did and how they tried to participate in our last election, that's one thing. But they're trying to tie the two together. They go in and out based on the situation, the necessity, rather if they're attacked, when they start saying stuff like, Trump's under investigation, and people check him and be like, no, he's not under investigation. Then they go back, well, he's trying to undermine them looking into Russia interference. And I'm going, exactly. If it was just Russia interference, he probably wouldn't have a problem with it. But now y'all trying to make it seem like Russia interference was kind of, you know, perpetrated by Trump and his involvement with them, which is a whole different story. See, they're using the whole cloak of we're just looking into Russia and their interference in our democracy to undermine Trump. They're trying to make it seem as if he colluded to make this whole thing happen. Now, they're trying to double trap him. If he gets up and he says, I don't believe Vladimir Putin and I absolutely believe the intelligence, then he's conceding that the Russians played a part in his victory. If he says, well, I don't know, I mean, it's up in the air, or I don't see why this is even a big deal anymore, or Putin just denied it. Now they're going to say, well, then you must be cool with Putin and you must be undermining your own intelligence. Now, it is not hard for anybody who have seen the corruption of the CIA, the DOJ, the DNC, the FBI, to stop and ask yourself, did we really do the proper vetting concerning the Russians' involvement in the last investigation? Are these details real? Are the facts that they came out with Rosenstein, are they really accurate? I mean, they have been known to falsify some information, the dossier. The intelligence agency have been known to go after President Trump. Now, I'm not saying all of them, but I'm talking about they started off saying there was 17 different agencies, and it came down to, what, 3? They talk about all of this evidence that Russia hacked it, but yet Julian Assange said, I didn't get that information from the Russians. And he has never lied. Everything the man has said came out to be true. And he said, y'all would be shocked if y'all find out who really gave us the information. And Trump has always questioned whether it was the Russians at all. And frankly, it's hard to know anything when you're dealing with a corrupt swamp. You don't know if they falsified these things or not, considering they had the nerve to come out with them right before the summit. Interesting timing, considering the fact that the DNC never allowed their server to be investigated. Considering all they have to do is say, Okay, let us ask Julian Assange who did it, who gave him the information. Let's try to find out. Let's dig. There's some people out there who said they know exactly who gave up the information, but for some reason they don't want to go looking for that stuff. Isn't it funny how Robert Mueller gets in and his job was to go wherever the evidence led him to, and yet he finds out about Peter Strzok in his emails with Lisa Page, but that didn't make, he wasn't a good enough hound dog. That, I guess that scent, that evidence wasn't strong enough. The scent on that evidence, it wasn't strong enough to make him go boo, boo, and start chasing that. He didn't even go up that alley. He was like, you know what, it's too dark up that alley. Let's not go there. Let's continue to go on the witch hunt where there's no evidence, but yet the FBI and John Brennan and all of them in the CIA and the DOJ and all of them, they're leaving all types of crumbs of evidence, but I'm just gonna step over those crumbs and I'm gonna go to something where there's no crumbs and I'm gonna leave crumbs. That's what I'm gonna do, or I'm gonna find some crumbs. And yet they want us to just believe that whatever they put out and the timing that they put it out there is simply to show the American public how dangerous Russia is, and Trump should be very hard on them and possibly even start a war over it or eliminate communications. See, when it comes down to the deep state and the government, you never really know what's going on, what their motives are, what they're really behind. And I think Trump is very hesitant to jump on that bandwagon. Now, he has to play it very politically. He has to try to be diplomatic and make some of his critics feel that, hey, bottom line, I love my FBI, the good ones. I love my intelligence people, the good ones. I love them, I trust them, but a lot of crooked stuff went on, and I definitely don't trust Mueller, and I definitely don't trust Rosenstein, especially when they've been criticized greatly over how they've handled this whole thing, and both of them have skin in the game to find Trump guilty. Okay, because they don't want nobody sniffing into the Hillary Clinton stuff and the fact that Rosenstein signed off on one of those FISA warrants. They don't want people dipping and diving in the past. They don't want that stuff. So the best thing for them to do is just keep the focus on Trump and these Russians, which, once again, behooves me when I say, how do we handle that? Rand Paul blew up one of the CNN reporters today. Like, yeah, okay, Russia, this ain't nothing new. Matter of fact, we do it as well. What do you suspect we do? Huh? I mean, you got to get to a point where you say, so what, now what? Okay, because let's be real. This was done under the President Obama's leadership. And I didn't see him going to war. I didn't see none of these Republicans or Democrats coming out talking about some, man, this is an attack on our democracy. All he did is said, hey, listen, I told Vladimir Putin to cut it out. Ooh. That sounded threatening. I'm shaking in my bones. Yes. So that's all he did. That was the extent of it. But now that Trump's in office and he beat Hillary's butt, it sounds like they want him to just say, fire up the nukes. This is worth blowing up everybody because Democrats lost an election. Only people that were affected by it were the dirty Dems, because they're the ones that didn't secure the servers. They're the ones that didn't take the advice when they said, hey, man, we have wind that the Russians are trying to hack. And don't worry, we got private people handling our stuff. We don't want anybody snooping around our dirt and stuff like that. And they the ones made that choice. And then when they got their stuff hacked, they're the ones that said, nah, we don't need you guys to look at our server. We'll handle it in-house in the FBI for whatever reason. It was like, oh okay, I guess y'all gonna take care of it. That is strange. But yet, they're the ones now that's pushing for war. Yes, this is an attack on our country and on our democracy, and Donald Trump's a traitor. Y'all got y'all own stuff hacked because you were reckless, and y'all would have never been talking about this hacking if Hillary Clinton would have won. And now this is all coming between building any type of relationship with Vladimir Putin, because it is undermined by a fake investigation and also perpetrated by the liberal media, who is also out there trying to push a false narrative to make it seem like Trump is kissing up to Vladimir Putin, and they need to pump the brakes, because this could lead to something that will get completely out of control. Over what? Over the fact that they paid a couple $100,000 for Facebook ads, did a couple rallies, threw out a couple bots, and put out the truth about Hillary Clinton. One of the things Vladimir Putin said in his interview that shut up all of them, he said, okay, the information that was hacked and put out there, Was it false? Nobody could deny that. Was the information false? Did Hillary not do some of the things that the email said that she did? It's just the fact that her dirty laundry got aired out on the line, and when people saw her drawers, they saw that there were streaks in it. Yeah, she had doo-doo on her drawers, and everybody saw it. And that's the only reason that they mad. So now, that's my take on it. You know, I'm sure this is going to be in the headlines for the next 2 or 3 weeks. Trump, he loves Vladimir Putin. Did you see, I think it was the New York Times, did a little cartoon where they had Trump and Putin making out on a horse. The country is in trouble, y'all. We are in trouble when they start putting garbage like that out. Anyway, you've been listening to Kevin and Kevin's Corner. Hopefully it'll get better before it get worse, but, you know, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. We just got to keep on doing what we do. God bless you. Find me on Facebook. Find me on Twitter. Check me out Wednesday night, 7:30. We'll probably be talking about all this stuff. And if you want to donate to Kevin's Corner, there's links in the bottom to do so. God bless you. See you next time in Kevin's Corner. They're out there hunting for Trump. The hunt for Trump.